Hey guys, it's time again for your friendly neighborhood doc. So, med students, we have a special class this weekend, and we're going to talk about the Fantastic Four issue 2 number Facsimile. So, it's not the real Fantastic Four number 2. Don't try to find out where I live and break into my house and steal it. It's just a facsimile copy. But here we have the story of the Skrulls from outer space, once again by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. And you have all of these different characters that claim to be the Fantastic Four, and instead they went on a spree of terror. Rather than being helpful, now they seem to have gone to the dark side. But then you get the real Fantastic Four here, and Ben is, what is going on? Why is somebody impersonating me? I'm upset. I'm pissed off. I'm not going to take this anymore. And so they finally, the real Fantastic Four, get captured by the army, trying to figure out what's going on. And in the process, they find a way out, and they discover these Skrulls that are masquerading as themselves. So you continue this with that awesome artwork by Jack Kirby. Let's see if I can find one of his amazing panels. You continue with that kind of artwork, a dynamic artwork that really just pops. And you also have this amazing story by Stan Lee. It makes it one of the greatest hits that have ever come out, because this first 12, 13, 14 issues, which I actually have a really banged up copy of issue 13. So once we get to issue 12, then I'll already have issue 13, which is the first appearance of the Red Ghost. So you get a sense of the world that Stan and Jack were trying to build. This was, like I said, the first real Marvel book. So this is a greatest hit simply because it world builds what would become the Marvel Comics universe. And that can't be overstated. But the energy, the dynamism, the sheer raw velocity that Jack Kirby's artwork brings to this title for the first 103 issues, which went undefeated until Brian Michael Bendis and Mark Bagley did 110 straight issues of Ultimate Spider-Man back in the 2000s. But you can't overstate the importance of this particular book. It brings the Fantastic Four together. You get the Skrulls. It's funny how a lot of Spider-Man's villains all get introduced in the first 10 issues of the title, how the lasting villains that have come and gone get introduced in the first, year and a half, 2 years of Fantastic Four. Stan and Jack, and Stan, as well as all of the other artists like Steve Ditko, created this fantastic version of New York City, of the Marvel Universe, that was the world outside your window, except it had that punch and that little bit of special magic thrown into the elixir, that you couldn't see Mr. Fantastic stretch his arms out. You couldn't see the Invisible Girl be there one moment and then gone the next. But maybe you could. And if you read these books month in and month out, you started to believe. That first year on most of these early Marvel titles just can't be beaten. You can argue who did more creating, Jack or Stan. You can argue Spider-Man, who built out the world best, Steve or Stan. But at the end of the day, this first year's worth of titles has got Stan's name on it as the writer. So even though he was working in concert with the artists, the words and the stories mainly belong to Stan at this point. Now, later on, like I said, he would go on to either intentionally or unintentionally discredit a lot of his collaborators But at the same time, what is Roy Thomas doing? Roy Thomas is doing the exact same thing. He is trying to build out his own legacy. But I just don't think that Stan went about it in the same way. I don't think he did. I think it was because he was starting to slip. It was because he was sick and not being well taken care of for and all of that. I don't think he did it out of trying to shove everybody else out of the limelight. But anyway, regardless of all of those facts, this is one of the greatest hits, not only of Marvel, but of the Silver Age of comicdom history. So if you didn't go pick this up this week, go see if they've got issue 1 and then pick up issue 2, and you will not be disappointed in this. You will get to see how the Marvel Universe begins to fill out and get created, and these characters go from 2-dimensional characters to 3-dimensional people within these stories. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching today, and I'll be back with another video here shortly. Thanks.